bombard with value, and it doesn't seem like you're cherry picking, telling the whole story.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Tom, and today we have a special guest in the house. We got Sdara, and we actually met in Las Vegas at the Prosper show. He was from Vancouver, I'm from Vancouver, and we just got connected. And we've been both pretty busy for a while. Now that I moved to downtown, we went out for lunch and we just discussed a lot of really interesting stuff. So why don't you just give us a quick intro of who you are?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Sdara, seller based out of Vancouver here, like Tom said. I'm selling for this is my 3rd year now. And recently cracked the 100K per month in sales, which was like a pretty big deal for me. And now, yeah, just trying to learn with great guys like Tom, trying to pick up tips and try to scale it even more.
Cool, awesome. So I asked you guys in the Facebook group some of the questions that you guys might have. So we're actually gonna go through some of that right now. All right, so Robin Brown asks, if you have a product that ideally should be sea-shipped, do you have a strategy around splitting shipping air, sea to get the product quicker, or just all sea shipping from the start?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on your situation, how much profit you got per unit. If you got a lot of profit per unit, then yeah, you can just go ahead and send in a bunch of it through air, because some of them you can still even make money off of. But I mean, it depends on what your strategy is. If you're trying to get it up fast as you can right away, then it might make sense. I think you talk about doing 30% air, which is a pretty good strategy. If you're very tight on money and you have a limited amount of capital and you can't really burn that money, and you have kind of, I guess you could say, you have more time than money, then of course, send it all by ocean. But if you have a little bit to go, a little bit of,
margin to play with?
Yeah, a little bit by air is not bad.
Yeah. Does he have any thoughts on seasonal products and when the best time to launch them is with respects to their peak season? So do you have any seasonal products?
I mean, I have some products that do well seasonal, but they also do well all year round. They're not going to be like, like hand warmers in your gloves and stuff like that.
Right.
I kind of stay away from it. I like to have stuff that's more good throughout the year, but I know some people that are like killing it, and if you can get it set up into such a position where you have, 4 different types of seasonal products, then like all throughout the year, then that could be a really good situation.
Cool. Daryl asked if he was to start from scratch today with a new product or brand, how would he generate more reviews if he didn't have an existing email list?
Well, I mean, to be honest, I haven't even really used an email list up to this point. I probably will start using it now because I'm starting to see the importance of it, and it's starting to become a bigger and bigger advantage, I guess you could say. But no, I haven't used it, so I'm in the same position as you. When I'm launching products, I'm launching from square one. But what I would do is, when you are launching from square one now, start building out that list. But I mean, it's reviews.
You talk about insert. You have inserts for all your products, right?
Yeah, I mean, okay, you can do stuff like that, right? Like have a very good optimized review sequence, have product inserts, and try to do something that kind of connects with them emotionally in the insert. So when they open it up, they might be a little bit more likely to leave a review. I mean, I think that's the best you can, and then from there, it's more just like a numbers game. If you're going to be like fully compliant with TOS, it's just a numbers game, certain percentage by a number of units sold. So over time, you'll build that up.
Yeah, so if you guys are watching this video on YouTube, I'll include a link below where I actually saw a really good insert, and if you guys want a picture of that, click on the link below and I'll send it over your way. Okay, so that's pretty much the same thing. How do you safely get reviews quickly without getting into a little trouble with Amazon? And he has any inside advice on pre-launch strategies. Thanks for always looking out, Tom.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to have a sense of both of those words in it.
Yeah,
quickly
and safely.
I mean, it's a little bit of a trade-off I think you're playing with sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean,
do you have a pre-launch strategy? Or do you just or do you hit up like just the...
I mean, like I said, like I don't have an email list at this point, but going forward, I'll probably make that part of my strategy.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you have people in your funnel that are a little bit warm to your situation already, that would probably be the best way to go. Also, there's like, different ways, different tactics you can use to kind of get people into that funnel. If you have something, for example, you can add a little bit more value to the situation in exchange for them opting in your email, or if you have a product that may involve a warranty,
right?
Like visit our website, enter in your email to register your product for warranty. That might be another way to start collecting emails and then that can kind of be like a pre-launch strategy for another product that you launch.
So here's the cool thing. It's like Tabraz obviously has done over $100,000 per month, and he doesn't have the email list, right? He's just getting into that now. So it's like, you don't need a freaking sophisticated funnel setup to get past 100,000. Like, you're talking to someone who literally sticks to the basics, like know what he does, he has a system, and he just like, there's not really a secret, I guess is what I'm trying to say. A lot of people think there's like, oh, there's a little secret that I don't know, everybody else knows. Like, dude, no, there isn't. It's like, just stick to the principles.
Yeah, right? I mean, there's so many people, like the really smart people in the space, and then sometimes when you hear some stuff, it might go over your head a little bit and make you feel like you don't know how to do this, therefore you're not gonna be able to be successful. But I think just keep it simple is kind of the best way to do it. Once you get a good simple, just keep good process and keep doing more and more products.
Yeah. How did he scale his business to 7 figures? Mostly brand new products that are niche related or not, or did he build it out with variations of existing products?
I did variations of existing products, and then I tried to build out those product lines as much as I could. I think at that point I had 2 main product lines, and both of those were built out quite a bit, and then I expanded those as much as I could, as well as selling those internationally was a big part of me scaling my revenue.
So so you sell in EU.
Yeah.
Can you talk to us a little bit about selling in international marketplace?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, first of all, I think it's a great opportunity. It's a great way to mitigate a little bit of risk as well as bring in revenue.
Because if you get suspended on Amazon.com, you actually do not get suspended. Because we sell on .ca as well, very minimal numbers, but .ca didn't get suspended. It was just a .com. Anyway,
it's exactly one of those situations.
Yeah.
And
yeah. So how did you actually get on EU? Was it a hard process?
No, it was very. It was. I mean, I thought it was pretty simple. There's just certain things you need to be aware of. Like, for example, tax situation is a little bit different over there. So definitely speak to like a UK accountant before you get set up. There's certain small things which you kind of got to be aware of. Like, for example, like when I first started off in my North American account, I didn't have a business set up for it, so I just put it under my personal name because I was testing it out. I don't know if it was going to work or not. Right. And then after things started working, I registered my business and then kind of switched everything in my back end. You actually can't do that in your European account. You can't change your corporate entity information in your back end.
Interesting.
So you have to have all that set up beforehand. So just small little things like that, but definitely speak to an accountant because the VAT situation over there is going to be an important part, but it's nothing complicating enough that would stop you from starting.
I would link a account manager that is helping us right now, so you guys can hit up the account manager and they'll give you all the information to expand into EU as well. Do you plan on scaling to 8 figures?
I mean, that would be nice.
Yeah.
That would be nice. I mean, definitely would have to make a little bit of changes in terms of the company structure and all that kind of stuff. Like, I think you can get to 7 figures relatively lean by yourself or with a couple key people. But to get to 8 figures, I definitely think you need to start building up that team. So
for sure,
something I'll need to adapt to.
For sure. What was your life/environment like when you were just starting out? How did you manage your basic expenses on top of launching this venture, and what changes or sacrifices did you have to make to succeed?
Yeah, I mean, when I started off, no joke, I was like locked in my room all the time, studying courses, launching products, testing out different services, testing out different techniques. For the most part, I had like no life for like maybe the first 6 months. Very kind of dedicated, controlling expenses, keeping as much money as you can in the business. And then as things started kind of working and I found processes that were repeatable, then I could kind of, pull a little bit more out of the company, focus on automating things. I'll spend a lot of time learning,
Right. Cool. So a lot of sacrifice at the beginning to full-time Amazon entrepreneur now. So it's worth it, guys. Got to put in the work. There's no secret. You can't cheat the grind. All right, we got ketchup, mustard on his burger. Do you like ketchup or mustard?
I don't know. I think it depends on how I'm feeling that day.
Yeah. So if you do PL, which you do, just give us your very quick product selection criteria. We talked about this a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I mean, at the simplest form, certain amount of revenue, maybe like 5 to 10,000 in revenue, less than like, 50 reviews, 100 reviews, 25 reviews, depending on kind of what you're going after, and making sure that has a certain amount of profitability. I think those are kind of like the very simple, very quickest basic rules.
The Ninja Cat was trying to knock down my lens, so I had to go rescue my lens. How do you negotiate pricing with suppliers?
I honestly don't negotiate that much with suppliers. I kind of just take the approach of contacting as many people as I can and kind of seeing what they offer me. I would kind of like to work with somebody that's giving me a good deal right off the bat instead of somebody that maybe is kind of giving me a more expensive price than I'm trying to work them down with. Because I always kind of fear like if I'm knocking down the price a little bit, maybe they'll compromise on the quality a little bit. So I think the best approach for that is just contact as many people as you can. Maybe try testing up sourcing agent, see maybe if they can give you a better deal, someone with a presence in China.
Yeah, I'm testing 4 sourcing agents right now, guys. So I'm sure I'm gonna find a good one. I'll share that with you guys. How did he learn to run a business effectively on Amazon? Previous experience, coaching, learn on his own?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, the best thing I could do is like learn from as many online courses as I can, but I could definitely say I didn't have much business experience before, like dabbling with a few things over here, but nothing significant that I would like kind of say. I would say Amazon was the thing that taught me how to run a business.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna say one thing. Tarad's actually enrolled in my last bootcamp, and this guy has done good numbers on Amazon. I was actually quite surprised when I saw your money coming in. I was like, because see, like a lot of people think they know everything, and Taraz, I think when he enrolled in my course, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm just assuming, but for me, even when I buy courses right now, I'm like, okay, even if I just pick up that one little golden nugget, just that one little piece of thing in the entire course, I know I can make my money back plus more. Yeah. I don't look at the price of the course, I look at the value that I'm getting back, right? So if he's doing $100,000 a month, if he can find one little thing where he can just add, let's say, 5% on top of his bottom line, that's a lot of money per month that we're giving to his business, right? So, so that's my thought. This is
totally agree with that too, and it's like, hope there was another $1,200 lens.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, and especially like as you grow and as you get to scale, like even small little tweaks can add a lot to your bottom line. And I mean, there's so many different people that teach courses and stuff. There's a lot of different people that teach courses and a lot of stuff that's the same between them, but there's also small things that are different between them. And those are what I sign up for them for.
Yeah.
The small differences.
Absolutely. All right, knowing what you know now, what things would you have done differently in your first year?
I mean, it's a hard thing to say. I mean, things are different now than they were a year ago. If I knew what Amazon was going to be like now, a year ago, like if I could see the future, I would just make things like, I mean, if I could go back 2 years ago, that would be really good. When they still had incentivized reviews, that was pretty cute. But I mean, I guess the moral of that would be like, things are always changing so fast, and things that you could use to your advantage right now may not be at your disposal in the future. So use whatever's working now and try to use it as much as you can, because that technique may not be available 6 months from now. Like things are changing so fast online, especially with Amazon.
Yeah.
I wish I could go back 2 years. That
would be so nice. Buy like 500 reviews right off the bat. What do you do differently than other successful sellers you know? What makes you unique?
I mean, I don't think I'm that special in many ways, to be honest. You're just sticking to the fundamentals and keep cranking it out.
Yeah.
It's simple.
What are do's and don'ts when launching a fresh product? What is your most challenging part of managing his business?
I would say the most important thing is kind of estimating the amount of sales that you're going to get. You don't want to get too little and you don't want to get too much. Kind of having an accurate inventory forecasting, that would be a big thing.
What is the most challenging part of managing your business right now?
It's pretty good. I'd say management is pretty easy. Now kind of trying to find ways to maybe like switch from like the mindset of a 7-figure seller to 8 figures. I think it's more of a mindset thing, What's important to your business. Like in the beginning, it was more, I guess, like good software, good courses. That was very important to me in the beginning.
Right.
But even you raised a couple points when we were eating earlier, like to scale to that next level, people are going to be more and more important.
Yeah.
Kind of having that mindset shift of what you need.
Yeah. Well, we'll take the one last question. So this is actually a question we talked about, and this is something you're experiencing right now. In the case that a product is not selling as well as you expected, what is your strategy?
Yeah, so I mean, like, it still happens to me,
Yeah, in case the product is not really selling well, like what do you do?
In case the product's not really selling well, I just want to say like these things still do happen, you know, especially when you're launching a lot of products, like it's bound to happen. But I'm lucky that like as time goes on, your losses aren't as bad. You know, like my losses aren't 100% write-off losses now.
Yeah.
And sometimes even my losses, I even make a little bit of money on, which is kind of nice, you know.
Yeah.
But what I can say is, you want to liquidate that and get your cash back as soon as possible. So kind of find your break-even point, how much you need to sell it at, and depending on how many units you have, if you only have like, if you have a lot of stock, like you're gonna need to liquidate for like a month or two. Don't drop it to your break-even price right away. You know what I mean? Kind of slowly stagger it down, because you might need to drop it a little bit more as time goes on, especially if you're in a saturated market where
you don't want to pull down like all the other sellers too.
Exactly. You got to kind of be a little strategic about it. But long story short, liquidate it, get your money back, figure out what was wrong, and launch a new one.
Yeah, cool. All right, guys, that was all the questions. Well, we had a lot more, but Tabraz has to go.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, it's all good. We'll do another interview.
Yeah.
We're actually launching a podcast.
Oh yeah?
I'd love to have you on.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, we're launching a podcast very, very soon when I come back. So I hope you guys enjoy this. If you guys like this type of content, hit that like button, subscribe button, you know what to do. Leave a comment, show your boy some love, right? It's lonely out here, but yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, guys. See you guys in a bit.